Hey everybody, welcome back to Asmodeah City. I'm Lord Gearth, and again, I'll be guiding you through this a little adventure today. Today, we are going to be talking again about the Foundry Virtual Tabletop. And more specifically, I wanted to talk about how to optimize your experience in Foundry, kind of specifically along the lines of the video. And that really hinges on things like the frames per second performance of your browser and how that's happening. So I want to kind of give you some options on how you can optimize those things to make your experience is the best it could possibly be, no matter what type of computer you have. So let's talk about optimizing your experience in the Foundry Virtual Tabletop right after this. Hey everybody, wanted to introduce you to something new. So I'm going to just type it in here. Oh, you can see I've been there before. And here we are. Asmodeah now has its own shop. It is new, at least at the moment of this recording. So you'll notice we've got a few things in here, and we're starting to grow as we can, as much as we can. I am planning an awful lot of dice options, and I know you're only seeing really 5 options here, but if you kind of take a deeper dive, you'll see that we have lots of different options in some of these selections that you can see, and some of these dice are just so cool. So for those that are, and I have this liquid infused dice as well. These are so cool because when you shake them, that liquid works inside to kind of sparkle, and it is balanced, so it doesn't cause the dice to kind of flip or roll in an odd way. So we have all sorts of different types of dice. They even come with these neat tin canisters for some of them, and I also am putting in more of the books. Certainly more of the D&D books are coming in here, and we each actually have gift cards. So if you're looking for a gift for your gamer, feel free. You can purchase one of the gift cards. We'll even send them if you click on here, send them a personalized message to go along with your gift card. So take a look at the new Asmodeah, boy, I can't even speak, Asmodeah shop, and watch it grow, because it will be growing by leaps and bounds here in the coming weeks and days. So enjoy, everyone. Hope to see you there. Hope you can support us. It'd be awesome. Thanks so much. All right, everybody, welcome back to Asmodeah City. If you have not already done so, please do smash that subscribe button and hit that like button if you like this video. That helps us grow this channel. And I would really appreciate a lot of you have, and I appreciate all of you that have subscribed. It's been amazing. I really like the responses that we've been having have been incredible. So, and again, I'm going to remind you about our Discord server. If you have not already joined, please do. It's awesome for you to join in the discussions there. If you need help or if you can provide help, it's really awesome for you to be able to do that. So you'll see this URL that I'm showing you here, and this URL is a browser URL. It is not a Discord URL. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew that. You want to enter that in your browser, not in Discord, and that will take you to a page that will let you join up on our Discord server. All right. So let's get into this real quick. Again, we're talking about the Foundry Virtual Tabletop, and I wanted to kind of address some of the issues that I have had myself, and I know many others have, where you've noticed that when you kind of go into some of the maps that you're playing in, they're a bit jittery or kind of laggy, for lack of a better term. And you'll notice that some of the animations just kind of seem like they're, stuttering and such. So that has a lot to do with, it has everything to do with the graphics card that is being used by your browser. So I'm going to show you a couple of different things here. I'm going to show you, number one, how to know what graphics card it is that your browser or that Foundry is recognizing and is using, and also how you can tell what your frame rate is. And then I'm going to tell you or give you a couple of different ways to optimize your browser to help kind of speed things up and take some of the barriers out of the way for you. And then finally, we're going to talk about how to set up your machine, your computer, to change the graphics around what it uses and how it handles certain applications. Now, this will be specific to Windows 10/11. Some of you may be using different types of operating systems. I'm not going to go into every one of them because that would just make this a 5-hour long video. So what I want to do is just kind of focus on the Windows, and Mac is going to be somewhat similar. I don't have a Mac here. Well, I do, but I don't have a Mac set up in the system right now to be able to show you the settings for that. Maybe we'll try to do that in another video, but I can tell you that there are similar settings that will be available in the Mac that you can change as well. Now, so let's first of all look at how we can tell what graphics card that Foundry, I should say, is recognizing here. So I'm just going to load up one of my worlds here. I'll just load up my typical Team 1 in this particular server. So I'm going to load this up, and once this gets loaded up, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use the support option that's in the game settings to get a printout or a listing of what it is that this particular world is utilizing and how it's being utilized by Foundry. Let's see, it'll load up here. Here we go. And now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump over to the game settings on the top right. And I'm going to come down here to support. And you can see that's under this help and documentation. I'm just going to click on support. And that's all I have to do. Now, you'll notice it will show some information here about my particular setup. And you'll see that and almost always it says OS is unknown. I don't know why, but it just does. But you can notice under the GPU, it shows I'm using an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 370 or 3070 Ti. So this is running on a laptop. And so it's accurately detecting that it is a laptop GPU. Now, if that is not, for example, if you're using a laptop or a desktop and it's not the more powerful one that you would expect it to be, that's probably because it's using the internal graphics card. So virtually every motherboard has its own internal graphics card, and then it has potentially a separate graphics card that's even more powerful, and you really wanted to use that. But I'm going to show you how to get it to do that in just a bit here, but let's first kind of figure out how we can see our frame rate. You'll notice down at the bottom right corner, I have the frame rates being shown. And let me just close this. You'll see the frame rate is being shown, and I'm running roughly 60, 61, 62 frames per second, which is pretty good. I mean, that's about as good as you're going to get from most setups like this. But how do you turn this kind of frame rate thing on? Well, if I go back here, and we're still in the game settings, and if I just go to configure settings, and I want to be in the core settings here, and I just want to kind of glide down a little bit, and you'll see here's performance mode, and I've got it set to maximum, and you can change it from, to low, medium, high, maximum. You've got the ability to change that. My maximum frame rate, I can select that if I want to. So if it's getting out of hand and using too much CPU time, I guess you could turn it down if you really wanted to. But bottom line is your max frame rate is going to be 60. And the show FPS meter tick box is right here. And you can see I've got it ticked on. So that's what turns on, and let me close this. That's what turns on this frame rate meter down at the bottom. So the frames per second are, again, running roughly 60-ish, 61, 62, and so on, kind of flittering back and forth. And you'll notice sometimes when you go to, I'll just go to this one over here. I'm going to jump into another one of my maps here. This map is, even though it has no animation in it, it is, for some reason, a frame rate just sucker vacuum. I mean, it's amazing how it does it. Now, for whatever reason, it's not doing that to me now that I've done all the things I'm going to show you. It's not doing that to me anymore, which is great. And one of the neat things is you'll notice the spinning Asmodeah A here is very smooth. And when I move things around here, it's, just super smooth and easy. I can, zoom in. If I move my Captain G. Everybody knows Captain G around here. If I move him, he's super smooth and he's pretty fast. So you can see everything is running really smoothly right now. So now, once we've done this, what I want to do is I want to kind of show you the settings in, let me get rid of the sound here. You can't hear it, but I can hear it. I'm going to jump into the settings here for Chrome to kind of show you what you can adjust in Chrome settings. So now we know how to see our frame rate, and we can kind of get a gauge. We know pretty much where we are. So let's see if we can make it any better. So I'm going to go ahead and just open up another tab here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, by the way, I'm recording this on Mother's Day of 2023. So happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there. And I'm just going to show you how to kind of jump into the settings and see how you can change them. So I'm going to use a little, not really a cheat, but a different way of getting into the settings. So if I type Chrome, and by the way, if you replace, if you're using Edge and you replace the word Chrome with Edge, it's going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm just going to do Chrome : 2/ and then settings. All right. So now you can see we're in the settings for Chrome. Now, again, you can jump over here and go to settings. And if I do that, it's going to be exactly the same thing. That's the exact same page that we're at. So I'm going to go down here to System. And you're going to see this option in the center here that says use hardware acceleration when available. Now, I've got it turned on, obviously, but if you don't have it turned on, go ahead and turn it on. It's not going to hurt anything if you don't have hardware acceleration. It will ignore this setting if that's not available. So there's no harm in turning this on. It's not going to make any difference in terms of your computer performance unless you have it, and then it's going to boost the performance, which is exactly what we want to do here. So that's the first setting, is the Chrome settings system. That's where we want to start first. Now, the next place I want to go is also Chrome. Oops. And 2/, and then I want to use the word flags. All right, now you'll see this experimental warning, experimental features ahead. It's kind of warning you, and this is as of this recording. It could change, obviously over time. But in this particular recording, it warns you about that because there are some settings in here that are essentially experimental-ish and could cause some funky behavior of Chrome or Edge if you turn these things on. Now, I can tell you from what I've done here, nothing has ever been an issue with that. So I don't worry about that. So you'll see this one, and it may not be at the top because the ones that are enabled jump to the top. So you may have to kind of scroll down and find this. But the one you're looking for is this one right here, Override Software Rendering List. So I've turned that on, and basically it enables your GPU accelerator to kind of kick in if the normal rendering list that is being requested by the system configuration doesn't ask for that. So this is kind of saying, don't use the software rendering list that is normally provided. Use what I'm telling you to use. And so this is going to override that, which will allow that graphic accelerator to kind of kick in when it needs to. All right, so those are the two basic settings that we need to make for the browser, at least. And we've shown you how to find your FPS and how to turn it on and kind of see where it is. Now, you could right here shut down your browser completely, and you need to close it out completely, not just kill the tab. You need to literally close the entire browser, close Chrome, make sure it's not running, and then restart it and go back into your world and see if you've now seen a change. And if you have, fantastic. Then you're as good as gold. So next one I'm going to show you is how to change your graphics card settings in your computer. And again, we're talking about Windows 10/11 here. Yours might be a little bit different, but I'm going to show you it for Windows 10/11 here and see how we can accelerate that. All right, so here we are now on just kind of my blank Windows screen. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to find the graphics setting that you want to change. Now, there's something you'll want to do first, and let me show you that. Now, if I go down here and unhide my taskbar, you'll notice I have Google Chrome pinned to the taskbar, right? Now, if you don't, you can pin it, or if you have Another place for it, for example, if you've got it in your Windows Windows applications screens, you can do that. You could even go in here and type Chrome, and you'll see it. There's the app, and if I right click on it, you can actually open up the file location, which is exactly kind of what you want to find anyway. What you're looking for is the URL or the path to the actual file for Chrome that runs. Now, the reason I don't use this one is because this reference to Chrome, I guess is the best way to put it. This reference to Chrome may or may not, depending on how you've got it in here, may or may not be the same as the one you're running every day. And what I mean by that is when I go to run Chrome, I run it from here. And when I run it from here, I know that this link essentially to Chrome is exactly the one that I'm running every day. And it's important because what we're about to do needs to optimize the one that you are running. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to right click on this, and you'll see down here at the bottom, Google Chrome is one of the options at the very bottom. And if I right click on that, it'll bring up another screen that says properties. So again, what I'm going to do is right click on this Google Chrome. I'm going to right click on Google Chrome in the list, and then I'm going to click on properties. Now, what's important about this is this start in path. And I'm going to select this start in path, and I'm going to copy it. So now I've got that copied in my clipboard, and now I can go ahead and just cancel this because I don't need to do much of anything there. Now, the next step is to bring up your graphics settings. So again, I'm going to hit my Windows key, and I'm going to type graphics. And as I start to type, you'll see graphics settings is one of the first options that pops up here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. No, oops, it shot to my other window, so let me bring it over here. And you'll see I've got a bunch of different settings in here to be able to optimize the graphics settings for specific applications. And you can see I've already done this for Chrome, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway, just so that we can add it. So let's assume that wasn't there. So what I do is I want this drop down here to be on desktop app. And then I want to click on this browse. And when I do that, it'll bring up this browse window, and I happen to be where I need to be right now. But if you're not, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you see up kind of here in this address bar, you can just click here, and you'll see that the full path is actually shown. Now, I'm going to go ahead and paste, but that is the URL that I was in already, or the path that I was in already. So nothing's really changed, but I just wanted to show you that's how you do that, right? And then if I hit enter, it then takes me to where Chrome is. So, and by the way, if you don't see the .exe, don't worry. That's just because I've got show extensions turned on in my views. That's just the way I like to view things. But if you just see the word Chrome and you see the little kind of Chrome icon here, then that's what you're looking for. So what you do is you would just click that, and you'll notice it'll pop it in here, and then you click on add. Now, I'm not going to do that because I've already done it, but what it does is it then adds this Google Chrome option down here as one of the graphics custom configurations that you've got set up. So if you click on it, and it'll probably say when you first start it, or when you first save it, I should say, it'll probably say let Windows decide, which is not what you want. You want to override that. So what I do is I click on it, and then I click on options, and I select high performance. Now, the power saving that you see here, you can see it shows, at least for me, it shows the internal GPU, the one that's built into the motherboard. It shows that one as that first option. And if you click on let Windows decide, it will select that power saving one. I guarantee it. It's not going to select your high performance one, because that's going to take more of the performance that it needs. So I always select the high performance, and you don't have to worry about, selecting this little tick box here, and just click on save, right? So now we've got high performance for Google Chrome specifically set. That is how you set up your graphics card, and assuming you have two graphics cards, which many machines do right now, that will set it up so that your graphics card that is the more powerful one is now the one that's being used. Now, I can tell you from experience, And I know it says in many of the explanations of this that you don't need to restart your machine, that you just now you save it and it's done. I can tell you from experience that's never worked. I've always had to restart when I've had to make these changes before Windows actually picks up the change and utilizes it correctly. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of frustrated because you're going to think, oh gosh, nothing's changed. Well, I can tell you after your reboot, there is a chance that it will change. Now, if you go back to your Foundry and you look at your frame rates, again, after you've rebooted, go back into your world, check your frame rates, and see if they've changed. If they have not, then unfortunately, your machine probably just doesn't have the power to change those frame rates to anything higher. But if it has, enjoy, my friends, because I tell you, it's a way better experience, especially if you're getting into the new 3D world of Foundry, which is amazing. It's just very, very cool. So that's how you change this. If you have any questions, please shoot them to me down in the comments below. Be happy to answer those questions for you. I've been an IT guy for many, many years, so I hope that I can help out in some way if you need it. Certainly join us on our Discord server, I should say. You'll see the URL here right now. And again, that is a browser URL. It is not a Discord URL. It is a browser URL. So go to that URL in your browser, and that will take you to a page that will let you join us on Discord. And as always, if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps us grow this channel. It shows it to more people. Really would appreciate it if you do that. And if you don't like it for whatever reason, send me a message. Let me know. I'm happy to hear constructive criticism and see if there's something that I can do to change or add to our browser, or any of our videos, or any of the comments that we have. So thank you, everybody, again, for being here. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you joining us once again. We will see you on the next one. And as always, if you're adventuring, be careful, be safe, and be kind. Peace.